Hello everybody, this here is ThyCompany Gaming. For today's video here, we're going to be talking about Roblox Studio and how to build your first game in Roblox. So once you open up the Roblox Studio, first thing you'll be greeted is, if you are not already logged in, you'll need to log in. And from then, you should be greeted to a page that has different templates to go by. I am currently going on Studio right now at the time of this recording, April 15th, 2020. Now, what we're going to do here is I'm going to go into base plate. So you click on the base plate square image here, and the place will be opening up. And from there, once it finishes loading, you begin to start building your place. Now, sometimes it may take a while. Sometimes it may have a loading place. Please wait screen here. So, first thing that I have here is a toolbox area here, your home bar here, and Explorer tabs. So what you have here in the center is your place here. You can see what you have when you play the game without any edits. What it does is it shows a test run of the game with the play button here, and your character loads here. And for example, this is my little character here. You can walk, and I'm using the ASWD keys. W up, S down, A left, D right. So since there's nothing here, I'm going to click the stop button. Now you have to decide what kind of game you want to make. Now there's a whole variety of different options that someone can go about choosing. And in this case, what we are going to do is we are going to go about making a simple gun game. Now to do that, there are a couple of different easy things. What I'm going to do is make a basic display on how to make a gun game, and that tends to be somewhat popular. So first thing you need is to create an area where players will spawn, and you have to decide what type of gun game you want to have. In this case, what we are going to do is we're going to have a red team and a blue team, with basically Team A and Team B. So we have a red team here and a blue team here. And we are going to have some, what I call walls. And to do that, so to show you here, I just had some spawns here. Red team, blue team. And the first thing you can see here in your Explore tab here, you have here let's see here. To show you all right quick here, we have Explorer tab, we have terrain, spawn locations, your base plate, and then the parts here. So the parts, which is what we just inserted here, and then the spawn location, the blue one and the red one. And I'm going to undo the magnify here. Okay, so your part here, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to explain what a part is. A part can be a block, or like a square or rectangular prism of any sort. You have a sphere, which is a ball. You have a wedge, like any sort of like triangular shape. And then you have a cylinder. Those are your four basic shapes that are typically used in most Roblox games. And what we are going to first do is we're going to take this square part and we are going to make walls. So you need to copy and paste. So I'm using Control C to copy and then Control V to paste. And I'll put one usually right on top. And from there, we need to figure out what boundaries we want. So the first thing that I am going to do is put it like around one end. And now I want to change the shape. To do that, on the Home tab, I am going to click on Scale, which has this square here and an arrow, which lets you resize or change the size of a part. Now I'm going to click and drag, and I'm going to go about making some walls here. Alright, so that's a fairly standard wall. Second thing I want to display, which is a pretty important thing, is the idea that items or parts should be anchored or unanchored. What that means is where not the object should be free to have movement or not have any movement at all. And to give you all an example, I'm going to take these ball shapes here. I'll make two of them. This one here, I'm going to color, change the color here. I'll make it red. And I'll click and drag and to select these two items. And then click the move option here. And I'm going to put them, drag them up with the green arrow. And I'm going to click on the red, so deselect, so you can click in the sky here, for example, and click on the red. And in the Explorer section here, what I'm going to do, to show you all what I mean, you have property of the part, you have your color, whether or not if you want to have it a shadow, what material you want, so if you want to make it like wood or metal, so you have that option. You have glass as well. And we're going to scroll down to a section that has behavior here. And you have here anchored. Click on the box to have the box have a check in it. And now that should have two balls or two spheres, the red one being anchored and the gray one being unanchored. If you click on now run, which is to have the game run without your player, you'll see the anchored is floating in the sky while the unanchored drops. So I'm going to click on stop again, and I'm going to anchor this wall here, and I'm going to change this into a red color. And I'm going to go back under properties and anchor the part again. And now what I am going to do is build a simple map with just the walls here. You can hold Control and then click on a couple different blocks to have multiple selection of different parts. And from there, you can click on an object and then use the arrows on the side here to drag the items. And what I'm going to just do is make like a little funky looking shape, I guess. And what you can also do here, by the way, there's a rotate, which lets you rotate an object. And then the arrows do change. I'm now going to click, select multiple objects here. And flipping this around, I'm going to change the color to a blue color. I'm going to click and drag. And I'm basically, in my instance, I'm having objects interlock. So they're basically going through one another. And so you have basically little, what you call that, a Z shape or number 2 shape map here. And that's what we have so far. Now, the next thing we're going to do, we can put some objects in the game that lets players move things around. Like I'm going to, for example, make some little boxes and shapes here and there. I'm just going to probably put a couple around here and there. Now the spheres, they only let you move the sizes of one direction, and they increase the sizes in all direction. Wedges don't necessarily have an extreme advantage either, I would say, in terms of a gun game, but I am going to put them to the side for now. And then the cylinders, you can change the sizes and the shape as well to a certain degree. And I'm going to click on objects I don't want. Click delete, so that removes those items here. Click and drag and I'll delete this one here as well. Now when I click on play, I'm on the red team, and I can move some shapes around here. And the larger the shape, the heavier it is to move. But as you can tell, the ball does move. You can climb up wedges. So you kind of have a basic little map here. So I'm going to click on stop again. And from there, what I am going to do is now give players some sort of weapon. In this case, I'm going to put in a paintball gun. Click on one I want, and then a box or window will pop up asking if I want to put this tool into the starter pack, and I will select yes. And in the Explore tab here under starter pack, you will see that tool placed in that file. So now when I click on play, and when my character loads, I have now the paintball gun, and when I click and shoot, it doesn't. You may need to do some testing with the weapon. As I can tell already, this one is not doing what I want due to probably old Roblox scripts, as it's not shooting in the right direction when I click. So some testing may be needed. I am going to try a different one. And actually, before I do anything, I'm going to zoom out, and I'm going to go back and get rid of the item, and I see that I have here. So I'm going to try a different gun. And I think a big issue now that I have noticed is a lot of the guns may operate under old Roblox scripts. So, as you can tell, this one also likes to not only shoot in the wrong direction, but also have bullets fly into the air. So basically, whoever had originally scripted the gun or made or built the gun, the script just does not function with modern Roblox operations. So, what I'm going to do, I am going to try out a different test here. And just to show you all how I go about trying to figure out what gun works, I'm going to now click play again. And we found a pistol toolbox. So we're going to see if this works. Click on the gun does not operate. Paintball also doesn't work. But we know the paintball gun kind of works, but does not shoot in the direction that the user requests. So I'm going to get rid of both guns again. And I'm going to try something else. Let's try maybe a sword. All right, let's put the sword in the starter pack. And now I'll click on play. And let's see if the sword works. Okay, there is sword animation. So the sword does work. And if I were to make a test server, let's see what this does. Player emulator. Here we go. Local server with 2 players. If I click start, what it should do is it will generate a server. Now it's loading, where you can test it. I'm going to just cancel that for a second and see what it does here. Okay, I don't see any players for whatever reason. Okay. So, for some reason, sometimes Studio likes to fidget around. Well, that's basically I would say the very basics into building your own Roblox game. And as you can see now, we have player 1 and player 2. One ThyCompany and another ThyCompany. So depending on whatever your user will be, you basically will see another user. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I have 2 windows open as if I have 2 different players here. So you can see 2 different players, and in theory, you can test out different actions, and that's pretty much the basics on how we go about making a basic Roblox game. And now if I want to save the game, this is what I need to do. I am going to exit out of the test windows, and from there I'm going to get rid of the server. Back in here, what I'm going to do then is two options. What you do is click on File, and you have here Publish to Roblox as, and then you can go about, and I'm going to call this tutorial game. Tutorial game. In my case, you can write a description. Devices typically has computer, phone, and tablet. You can also select console if you want. However, Roblox does want you to make sure your game does not have any of the following. In this case, I will agree. And I'll create. And now my game is published. And I click close. And then I can exit out or make sure it's saved. I'm going to publish to Roblox. And I believe it's saved. So now that's how you go about building your basic game. So guys, make sure you subscribe if you're new, like this video, turn on bell notifications, and we'll see you all soon. Thank you all for watching. Take care.